Um,
No.
but yeah, so with Rainbow Drive, it all just worked out because like I remember when we were backstage and one of the fans came up to us and she was like, I was contemplating committing suicide and then I
Wow.
listened to your song Rainbow Drive and it saved my life and I'm
Wow.
still here. And stuff like that, man, it's just like so touching and it's fulfilling to know that your music
Mm.
touches people in that way.
Right.
Yeah. And Brandy, I was just asking Samari about whether, because if she was, and this is just from talking to other groups, is that if there was any, if a producer favors one type of vocal, does there become a sense of, well, I want to sing more? And even Lisa had that experience when she in Crazy Sexy Cool, she was very stripped back, so she didn't get to sing as much on the records as she did on the Ooh on the TLC tip. So, from your point of view, did you feel like you were given a fair share to sing as many songs as you wanted, or was that a challenge?
I think that being in a group is a very interesting thing, right? Especially when you're young to trying to navigate emotions and what that feels like, right? So when Blaque first started, we kind of, without saying it, it kind of just happened where when we would record our demos and stuff, we had a formula of like what worked. Like Shamari would sing typically the verses, I would come in on the B sections or the bridge. Like it just kind of worked that way. So then once we got with producers and started recording our first album, we kind of had a formula, right? That was already kind of set in stone. But then when you start working with other people and they're like, well, we feel like Shamari might sound better on this entire record, or maybe Brandi should sing just this part, it can sometimes maybe feel like, oh, well, maybe I'm not doing, maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Maybe they don't like my voice, all of that. But luckily we had a foundation around us to kind of think like, okay, it's not the Brandi show or it's not the Shamari show. It's like whatever works best for the group, right?
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
works best for the sound of the group.
That's basically
Whatever,
what I just said, man. It's
whatever
exactly
this
what I said before you got back on.
Yeah.
really? Oh my
It's kind of
God.
like mirroring like what I said. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's really what it is. It's all about what works best for the group, and then you start figuring out, okay, well, this is my piece and this is what I add, and it's just as much value as what the next person adds. It's different, my value is different, but it's just as important, and it takes time to learn, especially when you're young. Like I said, we were kids, we were teenagers trying to figure that out, but at
Yeah.
the same time, having a foundation around you to really get you to understand, like, yo, it's about Blaque. It's not about, what you want to do or what she wants to do. It's about the group and what makes the group the best. You move in that way.
I
Yeah.
have a question. Is it fall in the UK?
Uh, yeah. Oh, our clocks went forward, went back. Yes, and but it's not as beautiful as it is out there.
It's just
It's
beautiful. Just
cold and rainy in the
look at
UK.
these
That's what
leaves.
it is.
Have you ever just stopped to just take in the beauty of the atmosphere? Have you guys ever just stopped to take in the beauty?
Let
I
me
can't
tell
believe
you
this.
something.
It's fall.
It's fall, but it's cold and raining in the UK. That's what I experienced the
Yeah,
last time.
yeah. If
It's
you're coming,
cold and rainy.
it's good already. I
Oh, when
think.
I was in London, honey, let me tell you, I had the worst allergy flare up. Like it was
Wow.
crazy. Like just the snot, the sneezing, the eyes red and watery and runny. It's just what is
Yeah.
it, man?
Yeah,
I haven't been since 1999. I would love to go back to the UK. I've not been in a minute. I would love, man. Let me tell you.
yeah. Yeah, we'll start looking at people, how to get you guys to come for shows. But
Yeah,
I
get
wanted
us
to
out
find out
there. We got
about
a lot to offer.
but I wanted to find out about the performance part because we
Oh yeah,
got you
wait.
guys vocally, but who was the main choreographer and did you guys all have the dancing and the performance on lock before, it's because doing a show is quite different performing wise, not just as singing. So how was that hard to adapt to?
For me, it was it's a lot more nerve-wracking recording than it is performing for me.
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing because like when you're on stage, you feel the energy of the crowd and you go fight, flight, or freeze mode. You know what I'm saying? And we're not gonna freeze. So, you're up there and you're just like you feeling the energy and you have rehearsal beforehand. So when you rehearse something, you know what you're gonna do, you know exactly what's happening. You have the choreographer, like we had hi-hat, we have Fatima, we had Swoop. Now, these are all choreographers, from back in the day. We had Jamal and Rosero, Chuck Maldonado, Don Draco Johnson, like all of these people just, and Larry, they all, was either our choreographers or our dancers. And we put a lot of hard work in. So when it was time for showtime, it was time. And we knew that we was going to give it our best. So the nerves just kind of like, it was like no stage fright for me. And I know it wasn't for Natina.
What about you, Brandi?
No, Shamari got it right. We were rehearsed very, very well before we hit the stage. Our very first tour, I mean, we rehearsed that show. We knew by the time we got on that stage, we knew what we were doing. And I think we wanted it so bad. Like we wanted this show to be successful. We wanted to, be who we ultimately ended up being, this, this pop successful R&B girl group. We wanted it. So we wanted to give the best show that we could possibly give. Like we love tour life. Like tour life is the best life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but then how is it opening up NSYNC? Because at that time they were so big. I mean, so you're coming on stage in front of 20,000 screaming kids, and so now it's like you're opening up. Was that a challenge, just opening up NSYNC before you became the main act later on?
Like they loved us. We were like their little sisters. They embraced us. They wanted us to do well. We spent a lot of time with them in Orlando because we had the same management. So, we got a chance to really get to know them. It wasn't like, we're just an opening act on the tour. Like, no, we were a family. Like we had the same management. We hung with them, so it was just, they wanted us to do good, So I remember we used to play pranks on them. Like it was just fun, and being in front of that many people, I just think by the time we were able to do what we love to do individually, we were already prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like we had done work outside of Blaque to prepare us for what we were about to do with Blaque. And so when it was time for us to go, it was just like, okay, it's time. Let's go. It's no time for nerves. It's no time to be scared. Like we're here, it's like you're at the Super Bowl. You got to perform. So
hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between us, or even loving us, on which I did miss you.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jonas' voice winning all spirits.
Play it.
I mean, I love all different genres.